In this lesson, we are going to finish getting our knockback uh, function working. So in order to do this, we're going to have to, make it so that we are not allowed to move our character while knockback is happening. And you might have noticed this, is that we didn't, there's one other thing we probably should have done in the last one in order to deal with, this error that came up, and that's that we didn't assign our player body or rigid body 2D. So let's go ahead and do that really quick. It's still not going to work, but it's good that we go ahead and take care of this so we don't forget it later. I'm going to drag and drop our character Rocket Boy, or Robot Boy, sorry, over there, because this is where we have our rigid body 2D. Now if we play it, it still won't work because, we still have that problem. So let's go ahead and just do that. Yep, still nothing. Still not doing anything. So let's go ahead and start getting this working for the knockback. Okay, so I've opened up the Platformer 2D user control, and you can do that, just by going over to it over here and double clicking on it, open up over here. And so here is where the move function is being called. It's in the fixed update, and I want to basically have this not happen while the knockback is taking place. So we're going to have to do a few things. We're going to have to make a variable in the script that we can access from our health manager. So I'm going to make it public, and I'm going to call it, it's going to be a bool, and we're going to call it movement enabled. And I'm going to set it to be true by default because we want it to be true at the start. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put something around, I'm going to put a condition around the move function. It's going to be if the movement is enabled, then then you can move. Simple enough. Then you can run this function. And you put the curly braces here. Okay, so with that, we need to actually be able to access this class, the Platformer 2D user control. So I'm going to copy that name, and I'm going to create a variable over here. It's going to be public, so I want to be able to assign it, and it's going to be that, so I'm going to paste that there. And we're going to call it player control. Now you can see this isn't shown up in blue, this class here, and that's because for some reason this Platformer 2D user control it's been specified into the Unity standard assets ._2D namespace. So we need to import that namespace, and it's pretty easy. We're already in the health manager.cs script. By default, it's been importing a couple other namespaces, the Unity engine, for instance. It's been using Unity engine. It's just importing that namespace, and also the system.collection. So it's pretty simple to import this other one. So I'd say using, and then I need to say basically this whole shenanigan right here. Grab that and put that in there, close it off. And you see now that, that comes up in blue, so that it knows what it's talking about now. It knows what that is. And another thing I'm going to do here is we're going to have to use a coroutine, because we're going to have something get delayed until a certain amount of time has passed, and then we can do something else. So let's make a coroutine, and it's going to be called halt movement. So in order to start creating this coroutine, I'm going to say enumerator, and it's going to be halt movement. And it's pretty simple. All we're going to do is we're going to say player control dot movement enabled. We can access that now. Equals false, because we don't want them to be able to move until we have yielded. So yield and return a new wait for seconds, and we'll wait for 1 second. Then after that's over, then we can say player control dot movement enabled equals true, because we've done the knockback, and it's been a second. So pretty simple there. Right now we just have to call that coroutine somewhere. So let's call it in our knockback. So in order to call a coroutine, we use the start coroutine function, and then we can pass in a string that is the name of the coroutine. So Remember to put in your quotes, and then I'm going to say halt movement, and close that out, and that looks good. So we're just calling that right here at the start of Knockback. Yeah, we want to wait before we allow any more movement because we're doing this stuff right here. We're finding where it should be, what the direction should be going, and setting the velocity to that direction times a number, and you can make that a variable. You can change up here. You can make it a public, but I'm just going to leave it as a hard-coded number like that for now. And let's go ahead and just save that, and let's test. Let's first see what errors come up. Probably forgot something, I imagine. Nope, I guess not. But remember, we got to make sure we assign things. So let's go ahead and assign the player controller, which is just this script here, which when I drag and drop, of course, the object on there, it will find that one and put it on there. So we got that now. Let's go ahead and play. And I'm going to go jump over here. And look, it knocked me back pretty far. What I can do is I can change that number a little bit now. Let's change that, maybe not 20, let's change it to 10. Save it. And let's try that again. There we go. So it looks like our knockback is working. Very cool. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.